Hey everyone, I'm just sitting here on my couch enjoying a nice Sunday afternoon. Just a second, I think I heard something outside. What was that? What's going on? Oh. It appears that there's a party in my front yard.
Marathon man, CrossFit DF number 785, 594.
Financial freedom is coming up in a couple of weeks, and as I said, I am going to be preparing for financial freedom by responding to 4 videos. I can't count apparently. 4 videos put on by Jay Fizzette and Josh Hayward, which I will link in the description of this video if you want to check those out. Their first video is about consciously choosing your lifestyle. I put a lot of thought into this, and what I've realized is that I'm not a hugely materialistic person. When I started thinking about the things that I wanted to buy, not much things really came to mind. First I thought about my car, and really, when it came down to it, I just really want something that gets me from point A to point B. I'd like to travel, I like to get out and visit people or get out of the city and have that freedom of being able to go to other cities if I want to, or even just have that freedom to drive from Fredericton to St. John to visit my family, or having that freedom or privilege of traveling whenever I like. So really what I'm looking for is reliability and safety when it comes down to it, because I don't really care about how flashy it is. Even if I had a reliable, safe car that was all rusty and beat up on the outside, if someone came up to that rusty car and gave it a look, I honestly really wouldn't care that much. I'd probably make a joke out of it and say, you like my new Russ model? It's the Russ Model 2000. So yeah, if I was a millionaire or made millions of dollars, I'd probably be one of those millionaires that would be too lazy to upgrade their car and end up driving the same thing I have right now, which is a 2002 Sunfire. And besides the fact that the muffler seems to be falling off and I need to change the oil and the tires, it's been reliable enough to get me from point A to point B. I traveled to St. John, I've traveled to Moncton, and several other places. So really, you know, when I started thinking about what type of house I would like, a sort of similar thing happened. Like, the size of my house doesn't really matter that much to me. The only reason that I would want a larger house is to throw parties with a lot of my friends. So preferably, I would want a decent sized house so I could have company over to make things comfortable for other people who are coming over. But besides that, there's not many things that I really want that much. Growing up, I've had an interesting perspective on money. Even as a young kid, I always had this weird feeling when I'd see someone try to compare themselves to someone else because of the amount of money they made, or basically placing value on a person based on the amount of dollars they have or the things that they have. They have a nice car, they have nice clothes, they must be an important person. And yeah, I agree, if you're dressed nice, it makes a good first impression, but at the same time, I don't see how it places any value on a person, and I thought that at a very young age. I remember in elementary school, middle school, and high school, I really didn't care at all what I wore. I always had that mindset, it really doesn't matter, like, this is just material item, how does that determine, why does it matter what I wear? I don't care at all. Now that I am older, I do have a heavier appreciation of fashion and putting myself together and expressing a self-image through my clothing and stuff like that, but still it doesn't really make much of a difference what people wear as far as valuing another person. So I had these thoughts and values when I was very young, and I'm very glad that even to this day I have those strong values and convictions in myself. But at the same time, I always had more of a disdain or resistance to even think about getting ahead with money or even looking at money, because I always had that thought in my mind, money doesn't buy you happiness, money doesn't mean anything, like, it's just paper money, and I've almost distanced myself from money just because of that thought or feeling. I didn't want to be associated with it in any way. Now that I'm getting older, I have a different perspective. I still have that feeling of, well, money doesn't really determine a value of a person. And at the same time, I don't think that accumulating money buys you happiness, or even accumulating a bunch of stuff or things that you want accumulates happiness. But at the same time, I'm starting to realize life is, at least for me, is more meaningful than just the feeling of happiness, to be honest. Like, I am pretty content with my life. I do feel pretty happy. Like, I have a lot of happy emotions in my day. I don't make a whole lot of money. Like, I live within my means, and I've gotten very good at doing that and feeling happy with what I have and feeling grateful for what I do have. And I'm privileged that I was able to acquire that ability with the low amount of money that I've been making up to this point. So, I mean, I don't have a lot of money, to be honest, but because of my old mindsets, but at the same time, I'm glad of what I've learned. I'm seeing at this point that I want to contribute more to the world. I want to put forwards more value, and create a lifestyle where I'm able to help other people and make an impact. And I'm realizing to do that, I need to accumulate more money as a tool so I could do more of the things that I want to do and help more people and travel and experience more parts of the world and educate myself more with programs such as Financial Freedom and meet people and make more connections. I'll have a lot more power if I'm able to use money as a tool. Now that's more of what I'm seeing money as. I'm seeing money as a tool rather than as a weird system. In the past, I've seen money as this weird system that I'm kind of stuck in and I had to figure out, and I have to kind of resist the financial system. Now that I've been kind of looking into it and understanding it a little bit, I still have a lot to learn. But I want to cultivate understanding money as a tool rather than being stuck in a system of money, if that makes sense. Anyway, if you would like to learn more about the Financial Freedom Intensive, which is being put on in Halifax on May 23rd by CEO and co-founder Jay Fizzette, and just click some links in the description there. It will take you to some information. All right. Peace.